and welcome to WayMaker Media. My name is Corey Carthans. I'm a member of the digital team here at WayMaker, and I'm sitting here today with the one and only Ashley Everett. You may know her as Beyonce's dance captain from the Single Ladies video, but her journey didn't stop there. She has now ventured into commercials, and she even handed out some awards at the NAACP Image Awards. So please welcome Ashley Everett. Hi, Ashley. Happy Women's History Month to you.
Hi, happy Women's History Month to you as well.
Thank you. Thank you. How are you feeling today?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm happy to be chatting with you, happy to be celebrating women, and honored to be here. So, thank you
Yeah.
again.
For sure, yes. Thank you for the opportunity. We are honored to have you on our platform and to shed some light on people who have been in the spotlight for decades, right? And sometimes their flowers go unnoticed. And so we want to make sure that we do our part to uplift women who are making history and continuing to have an impact on our community.
I appreciate it. That's beautiful.
For sure. So let's jump right in. As we all know, you were Beyonce's dance captain for 17 years, is it?
Yeah, 17.
Yeah. So quite a journey that you
Yeah.
had there. And you started when you were 19, right? As the dance.
Technically, I was 17. I started when I was a senior in high school.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So yeah, that's crazy. At such a young age, you have this big responsibility. You're arguably at the peak of success, right? Like a lot of people would look at working with Beyonce as the pinnacle of your career. That's the bucket list item. But for you, that was kind of like the start of your career. So talk to me about how you were feeling in that moment at that time. Did that feel like this is as far as I can go, or did that more so fuel you to be like, hey, I can do anything?
It fueled me. It was like I can do anything, and achieving such a goal like that at such a young age made me realize that goals A are achievable, and B, we have to continue to set new ones to work to achieve more, you know? So it just fueled me and put like fire under me, and I just was super excited. I also started working with Beyonce tour like early on in the beginning of her like solo career. So it was like progression together, and like I just was a part of her brand early on, and a part of the growth and the journey. Um yeah, it's been beautiful and incredibly inspiring, as you can imagine.
Yeah, I love that. Quite a journey, like you said. And I'm wondering, as you talk about your journey, if you had to describe it in 3 words, what would you say?
Man.
I know 3 words is tough. It's like I'm sure you've got hundreds of words you could use.
Yeah, wow, that is tough. I would say aligned and prepared, um, and continuation. Continued to be continued.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know. But I say that because I my opportunities with my preparation like helped align a lot of things, you know. So some people are like, you're so lucky. And I'm like, I was well prepared for a lot of the rooms that I walked in and the opportunities that were presenting themselves. So
Yeah, I
yeah.
think a lot of times people look at the end product, right, and think that you just snapped your fingers, you waved a magic wand, and you got there overnight, right? But they're not seeing the countless hours that you're auditioning, that you're going, without food, without water, all the rejection and all the challenges that come with what it means to be a dancer or for any career for that matter.
Yeah, successful in anything, honestly. Takes a lot of dedication, hard work, and sacrifice in other areas, you know.
Exactly, exactly. So we talked about the opportunity cost that comes with achieving greatness. And I'm wondering, what are things that you may have had to sacrifice at such a young age, being on tour, being a leader as a dance captain? You talked to me about things that you've had to sacrifice and that maybe you regret doing while you were on tour.
Ooh. I don't know about regrets
Okay.
because without the
No
things
regrets.
through, yeah, they wouldn't make us who we are today. But I did have to sacrifice things, and I missed out early on in a lot of stuff that kids, prioritize or want to do, such as like proms, school dances, football games, the social aspect of things. A lot of my weekends were spent at dance rehearsals or competitions or recitals early on and at a young age. So I was pretty used to that, just like prioritizing dance, honestly, and the dreams. And so once I booked Beyonce, that became another sacrifice of like traveling. I didn't get to see family as often, that was a huge shock, like being out of the country for multiple months at a time and stuff like that. Yeah, it was definitely a transition, but I would say, I guess, worth it because it made me who I am today and where I am today. And now through the journey, I feel like I have found a lot more balance with things instead of it just being all about work or all about dance or all about one thing. We have like balance and we have family and we have health and wellness and, different things that we pour into that keep us balanced.
Yeah,
Us is
I love that. When would you say you were able to master that balance? Because I feel like that's a challenge for a lot of people. It's like you pour into one bucket and then your friends and family suffers or you suffer. So at what point do you feel like you conquered that balance of priorities?
I think it is a constant practice, a daily practice and reminder, and you have to be intentional with it. But I would say when turned 30, I started prioritizing myself differently. And so that helped me balance a lot out. And then I've continued it as as the years have gone on. So I just try to like practice it and prioritize balance and myself, honestly.
That's reassuring because I hear that the 30s are like your new 20s. They're like the best era. So I'm 2 years away and
Oh,
I,
girl. Yeah.
I'm
Just
looking forward
it,
to
it
it.
only gets better. And you just become like more comfortable with yourself. You're more sure about yourself and less to prove and, just comfort.
I love that.
Yeah.
So we talked about having balance, and obviously now you've pivoted from doing dance full time to now pursuing your other passions. You're doing more acting and hosting, entertaining. So can you give a piece of advice to a young woman who may feel like her identity is tied to one career but wants to pursue other passions?
Ooh, well, I mean, I just always say don't be afraid to spread your eggs out. Your eggs do not need to be all in one basket. I honestly don't think it's healthy for them all to be. I think we need to spread them out a bit just for the balance, And I just learned that I have a little bit of Libra in my like chart somewhere, so I feel like that's why I'm like balance, balance, balance all the time. But yeah, spread your eggs out and don't be afraid to spread your eggs out into multiple baskets and start with your interests and what you genuinely like. Like for me, content creation became a natural pivot and a natural thing for me because I was like, a lot of things in my dance career I couldn't share. I was on NDA and I can't talk about or share a lot about. So I'm like, what other things do I like and can I share? And I like beauty, I like makeup, I like skincare, I like hair care. My hair has been on its own journey in general. So I'm like, let's share that. And then it naturally created another avenue and another stream of income for me. So, start with your interests and pour those eggs and fill those other cups up as well. Don't be afraid to.
I love that. And I think something you said about your hair and one of the words you used about your journey before was alignment. And I remember seeing your post about Sacred and how you went to the Sacred salon and Miss Tina did your hair. So to me, that just demonstrates that alignment, right? You've started dancing with Beyonce, then it turns into family, it turns into other opportunities, but all aligned with that purpose. And I want you to know, I went on YouTube looking for the interview of you at the Sacred Salon because I saw it and I was like, oh, she was at the salon. And I was like, oh, but it didn't make it to YouTube.
It didn't make it. I didn't think so. I think it was only for like Instagram and
Only for
social.
social. Yeah, yeah.
But we did do a whole interview, so maybe soon to
One
come. I
day,
don't.
soon come. I'll be
Yeah,
on the lookout for
it's
that.
that's their they own that.
Right. You like
Yeah.
you got your hair done, you posted your deliverables. Like,
Yeah, yeah, I
yeah,
did my little social one and they have whatever they want with theirs.
exactly. Love that. So speaking of Beyonce, we know you've worked with Beyonce and she's all about championing girl power. So what does Women's History Month mean to you? And furthermore, what women dancers have inspired you on your journey?
Well, Women's History Month to me means celebration in women. I think women are superheroes. I mean, the world doesn't exist without us, or humanity doesn't exist without us. So we really are superheroes. And then the fact that we can bring life into the world and have careers and be leaders and, making change in the world is just so beautiful and powerful. I think we just rule the world. And I love that I have gotten the privilege and honor to work with Beyonce, who is someone who has always like instilled that in everyone around her, but so publicly in her own brand and with dance, especially, and her creative art form, it's just like made me more women empowerment and more a girl's girl. I've always wanted sisters. I have two brothers, and so I have like tribe of like sisterhood now, thanks to just the journey and the platform and stuff. So I love Women's History Month.
Yeah,
Sorry, I got a little sidetracked.
no, it's okay. And I was gonna say, as far as your community, the BeyHive loves you. They were like, Ashley, don't go. Like, please, we need you. Come to
I know.
Renaissance.
Like, okay, guys, we gotta do other things too, but
Right,
love
right,
y'all too.
right. But I think that when you were at the Beyonce Bowl, that kind of healed a little piece of everyone's heart to still
I,
see you and, know that you're still out here pursuing your passions and doing your thing.
yeah, I hope so. I love that it was a surprise for everybody, and I am so thrilled and honored with the love that I received from the reunion and stuff. And yeah, I'm happy to reunite at different times, and throughout life
Exactly. When it's aligned, right?
when it's aligned. Exactly.
Exactly. So, speaking of exciting moments, we know that dance is arguably your first love, right? You started dancing when you were 2 years old, but now you're pursuing your other loves. What is a goal that you have for the future that excites you just as much as your first love, dance?
I'm excited about a lot of things in the future. I'm excited about just entrepreneurship. I love the creativity that I feel like I can express now with entrepreneurship and just even social media and like where it's gone and like the platform that it's given us all to create and be creative in our own ways. It's just really beautiful, and I'm excited to see where that goes and takes us all. And then also, another goal that I've always had that has not been checked off my list yet is I would love to do like some form of a feature film or, a series regular or something along those lines. I would love a feature film. I'm putting that out there. We need a feature film. We want to be, nominated for an Oscar.
Yes,
So,
I love that. Yeah, so instead of handing out the award, you'd be receiving the awards this time.
you
So
know,
with that feature film, what do you see your character being? What would be your ideal role?
oh man. Ideally, did you watch the Oscars this year?
Did not.
Did
I
not.
watched the red carpet and I watched the social media recaps.
Probably saw some stuff online though, right? Like
Yeah,
who
I did. I did.
and Zoe Saldana won Best Actress or Best Supporting Actress, I
Right.
think. And she was in, I didn't even see the film that she was in, but Amelia, which is like a musical. And I could totally see something like that for myself, just like because of the arts background and the dance
Yeah.
background. And I love I'm not necessarily going to say I'm a wonderful singer or anything. I'm not terrible. I
That
can
was gonna
hold
be my question. Can you sing too? Because we've
a
seen you dance, but you can also sing.
I have actually been in a girl group before, which is so random and no one really
Oh
knows that.
wow. Fun
But I
fact.
don't call myself a singer or anything. But if I need to for a film or something, I will,
Right. You're like, I'll get a vocal coach. I can train my vocals.
Absolutely, yeah.
I
It's
love
just, it just needs to be reminded and practiced and rehearsed.
exactly. Well, we are manifesting that feature film role for you this year.
Period. Thank you.
You're welcome. So we know that longevity in an industry like entertainment, it takes more than talent, it takes vision. So Ashley, how do you think the role of women in dance has evolved over the years, and where do you see it heading in the future?
Oh gosh. Well, I will say dance is like bigger than ever right now. Like dancers are being known by their name now, and dancers are breaking out and becoming singers and actors and tons of other things. I mean, J-Lo and Janet Jackson are dancers, so and Beyonce, dancers, even like Zoe Saldana. I don't know. I think Misty Copeland has also like paved a new way for dancers and ballerinas specifically because ballerinas were not like very mainstream for a long time. So I really just think the sky's the limit. Social media now like has given us all a new platform to like be seen in new ways, and I don't know where it's going, but I'm excited to see where
Yeah.
it takes us all.
Yeah, that's a good point with the social media, similar to how you're saying for your own career. I think what we've seen is that social media creates the opportunities for us, right? So, like we just saw at the Super Bowl with Kendrick's Angels, and everybody on TikTok was trying to locate all four. You just never know where this moment is going to take us, and the power of social media is, like you said, there's no ceiling.
There is no ceiling. We have no idea where it's going. I mean, it's crazy sometimes, but it's also very cool. So
So, dance is both an art and a physically demanding practice. How do you advocate for wellness, mental health, and self-care among dancers, but specifically women?
now, I prioritize fitness on top of dance stuff. I used to not. I used to think, oh, I'm just dancing and I'm stretching and I'm okay doing that. I'm in shape and I'm strong and X, Y, and Z. And that is not necessarily the truth all the way around. It does make you like strong in certain areas and, in shape in a certain way. But fitness has been a huge part of my wellness now routine. And that can look different. It can be gym, it can be outside, it could just be a walk, it could be Pilates, but I love now like strength training and just like doing different forms of fitness on top of my dance because it's made me a stronger dancer. And I wish I incorporated it sooner in my dance career. So I definitely encourage that to young women now. I'm like, work out, do other things outside of just taking class and working, as a dancer. Because it's just going to make you better.
Yeah, I think I saw an interview where you said that dancers, you guys don't get trainers, right? And I
Yeah.
think that the perception is like you spend all these hours dancing, like you're so fit. And we would just assume that you have one, right?
Everyone says that, like, oh, you're a dancer, like you guys are just naturally so fit. And it's
Yeah,
like,
like you're athletic. You can run up these flight of stairs without
yeah,
losing breath.
no, that is like a different ball game, like running up a hill and doing a dance routine, like totally different. So
Yeah.
it's important to train and just practice. Not even, you don't have to be like a master at everything, but at least like introduce it to your body and, do it every now and then.
Would you say that that should be something implemented into the future of dance, like being more intentional about having trainers for dancers? Would that be beneficial?
At dance studios now, like a some kind of physical fitness class or strengthening class. And a lot of studios do have like Pilates and yoga and stuff like that, which is great. My dance studio growing up did not, a lot of mine did not. So I think that would be great. And even in like colleges and stuff, I honestly think like weight training and strength training would be like really beneficial for dancers too. You don't
Yeah.
have to like be doing the heaviest of heavy, but just like heavier than our body weight.
Yeah, that makes sense. Here I am thinking that you guys are like fitness powerhouses.
Yeah, like basketball players do it to jump high and football players do it to run fast and tackle and stuff. Like it would just make us like more powerful dancers, you
Yeah.
know. It's introduced earlier.
Awesome. So, how do you stay grounded and trust the process when you're stepping into new territories? You have a lot of new passions you're pursuing, and going from something as large as being on the main stage with Beyonce, how do you stay grounded in what Ashley is doing now?
How do I stay grounded? I mean, I surround myself with very grounded people, and my little circle is, you know, tight knit and stuff. So I think that keeps me grounded. The people around me keep me grounded and humble. Um, but also like just as far as not getting overly like worked up or anxiety and stuff, like I said, health and wellness. Like I love to start my day with a workout, and if not a workout, at least some journaling or some form of like me time. I'm big in like self-care and stuff now, so and just self prioritization.
Yeah.
Like we really have to. And I think like I come from the generation where it's like work, 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 like don't care about yourself, and don't prioritize yourself. And yes, like work, 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 work hard. Don't be afraid to work hard, but take care of yourself too, so you can work really hard. So
It's all about that balance.
it
And
it goes back to balance.
exactly, everything is connected.
Sure is. Shocking.
Would you say that that spawned your wellness brand be greater than that idea of prioritizing yourself and not letting work consume you and be your sole personality and purpose?
Yeah, that is absolutely where it all came from. And just the reminder of you can be greater than anything, any trauma that you might have, the past that haunts you, yesterday when you said the wrong thing and you just regret it. And it's, like whatever, we can be greater than any of that. And the reminder to continue to like pursue that and in the form of self-love and self-prioritization.
I love that. So here at Waymaker, we believe that every successful person has had a waymaker, someone who has believed in them, who has motivated them and seen potential in them when you couldn't see it yourself. So talk to me about some women waymakers in your life. I know your mom is probably the biggest waymaker, right? I know you've talked plenty of times about how your parents have ultimately sacrificed so much so that you can live out your dreams.
Yeah, definitely. My mom has to be number one, of course. She's like big on social media too. Like she's always posting me. She's just really proud, I would say. And yeah, just she's sacrificed a lot. Both of my parents have sacrificed a lot. But my mom's been there like pretty much every step of the way to walk me through it and push me when I didn't believe in myself. And she was the one who convinced me to go to the Beyonce audition. And I was like, girl, everyone and their mom is going. And she was like, that's why you should go
Exactly. You're going with your mom.
there. I was like, okay, like, so she's always just encouraged me. And now I just find myself sounding exactly like her to everyone else. I'm like, oh, I am Christy Everett. It's crazy.
It's funny how that works, right? Like we're at that point now where it's like, oh, that thing your mom said about you'll understand when you're older. We
Yeah.
understand.
We're like, oh, hi, my mom. Got it. And I tell my mom that all the time. I'm like, Mom, I get it now. I love you. I appreciate you. Like all the things. So,
Love it.
but also, okay, so
Yeah.
other women who
Okay.
have been a part of the journey and encouraged me and inspired me along the way. I mean, Beyonce is right up there with my mom because she has been a part of my life, half of my life, essentially, since I was 17 years old. I've been around her or working with her or something, and she is not Beyonce because she doesn't work hard. She is that woman for a reason. She works hard. She has a vision. She knows what she wants. She's not afraid to fight for her vision. And she's just like taught me so much directly and indirectly, just by being around her and working with her and being in her presence. So
Yeah.
her and Miss Tina too, because her mom has been super influential in her life, and it's been
Yeah.
a trickle down effect and beautiful to see them doing it together. And um yeah, I'm big on being like a sponge in rooms. So like I love to just absorb and learn from people, even if they're not talking to me, So yeah, and then a lot of dance teachers, I would also say too. Some dance teachers along the way, my studio growing up, and my hip hop teacher, my ballet teacher, and my hip hop teacher growing up, who gave me the diversity that I have now.
Love
Um,
Yeah. So I think it's actually pretty interesting when you put in perspective, like Beyonce has been in your life for half of your life, right? I don't think I don't think people understand like when we're saying 17 years, like that's
that's half of
half
my
of
life,
your
and it's all of my adulthood.
yeah, yeah. So you also spoke about being a sponge when you're in these different rooms. If you could be in the room with any woman, whether in the arts or a different field, and just be a sponge to her, who would it be?
Oh my gosh, there's a few. But I have had the honor of being around this woman, but I would love to be in the room longer with her. Oprah. I'm also gonna say Kamala. Kamala,
Yes.
whichever.
Right, she had to get us together on that one, like on the pronunciation. So
I actually just like held her trophy at the NAACP Awards, so
there
I
you
got
go.
close.
That's the first step.
Yeah, exactly. And I love Michelle Obama too.
Yeah,
I like met her and have a picture with her and stuff too, with Beyonce. But I
I
love
love
her.
that.
Like sit in the room and just like listen to her
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, talk to me. I'm interested about the Oprah experience.
Uh,
How did you get to be in that room?
that was when I did Grammys and I was doing the trophies, and we were backstage and she was getting ready to go out and do her presentation. and I was getting ready to walk out with her, right behind her with a trophy or whatever the order was, and we were both just sitting in the chairs. The chair next to me, like this chair, was open, and they walked her right in the room and said, "You can sit right here." And she just started talking to me like she knew me. And it's funny because I have like danced on her show before, like I've been on it with Beyonce before. So I don't know if she was like, maybe her face is a little familiar or something like that, but she just started chatting with me like before her presentation, and we just had a quick little convo. But she's like, "Oh, how are you doing?" We got a picture. I asked for a picture because I was like, I
Yeah.
cannot pass the opportunity. I mean, this is the time. It was like a comfortable space too. Her PR actually offered to take the picture because he knew who I was. So it was another alignment moment.
Yeah. Do you ever feel surprised when people recognize you? Like similar to how we would feel around an Oprah or Beyonce, right? Like we don't think
I,
that they would
I
talk
definitely
to
have
us.
syndrome like a lot. I'm
Yeah.
like, I am nobody, okay? And people are like, "Girl, what?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
No, people definitely know who you are. I saw the I think it was Vogue you did a video with,
Oh
and
yeah.
your name wasn't in the title, and they were in the comments like, you can use her name, we know who she is. So so they know you.
Yeah. Yeah, the people do know me. I appreciate it. I am like honored and humbled. I'm like, y'all care.
Awesome. So for my last question, we know that you have been known for dance for so long, and that's always going to be a part of your story. But as you continue to evolve, what do you want Ashley Everett to be known for?
Dance will forever be a part of who I am, and yes, a part of the journey. But I want Ashley Everett to be known for being an inspirational leader and being a kind soul and not being afraid to continue to climb and knock doors down, and just like, yeah, inspire other people.
Cool. So it seems like you've checked those boxes off then.
Oh, thanks, girl. I if I can inspire one, I guess so, but
Yeah.
more people want to keep continuing to do more.
Awesome. Well, we can't wait to see what else is in store. Thank you so much for chatting with me today. Again, happy Women's History Month, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon.